Win, lose, draw.
Hello, welcome to the Win Lose Draw podcast. This is episode 33.
33. Blimey.
And we got Simon
Again.
again. Yeah. I mean, we're starting with the two of us here. Today we've got, well, other than our friend Billy, who's in the Big Fat Quiz of the Year episode, we've got the first guest that doesn't really like football that much, which is excellent
Ideal for a football podcast. Yeah.
Exactly. But, you'll see why in the title of this video, to be honest. There's one thing I would say before we start this, actually. If you're listening on an audio, it's probably going to be a better one for video. So head over to our YouTube. While you're there, why not subscribe?
Why not?
Why not? Treat yourself. Subscribe. So before we get into our topic for today, shall we get into the news, which this week there is plenty.
There has been a lot of news.
Been a busy week. I reckon, should we start? We'll start with the FA Cup.
Yeah, okay.
So we've got the all four quarterfinals are done.
Talk to me about Bournemouth.
I mean, there's not much to say, really. We're clearly not very good. I've still got hope we'll make the playoffs, but I think that showed that we're probably not good enough to stay up next season if we have that performance against, in form, on the turn of the year, the worst team in the league.
Yeah, I think because going into that game, it's like, it's Southampton, they've been pretty dodgy this year. But the golf in class was just so obvious.
Yeah, it was that cliche, boys against men.
Mid-table championship against Premier League. It's just different world. Yeah,
and I know we've had the arguments of whether it's a derby or not, but it does seem like some Southampton players always perform against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Nathan Redmond being one of them. Romeo usually does, and he was out. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Ings usually scores. He was out. Still.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was poor. It was poor from Bournemouth. And it's a shame because they just looked like they couldn't be arsed, which was like, you had a trip to Wembley.
Yeah, and I think they said it on Match of the Day, or I can't remember, my dad said it, that they had a huddle before the start of the game. And you've probably seen it, but like no one was up for it. No one was like talking and going.
They were kind of just stood. It was almost like Sunday League when you stood around like before you get on the pitch. You're all just chatting really. There's no real. They're 2 games away from the FA Cup final. They just didn't fancy it. But moving away from Bournemouth, I think Leicester beating Man United 3-1.
Yeah.
Pretty solid.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing all right.
Man U fans will be disappointed with that.
Yeah, probably. I think they didn't put the best performance in either, really. It was defensively, I think, gifted the first goal. I mean, they got back to 1-1, but then Tillman's, he was highlighted on Match Today too. But yeah, Tillman's had a good game.
Yeah, I think he's quite underrated, Tillman's.
He's one of these.
You hear him mentioned that often in kind of the top Premier League midfielders, but I think he slips under the radar a bit.
Yeah, he does. He's one of these that a lot of people kind of know his name because he's been around. Like he was always one of these like Football Manager, FIFA career wonder kids.
Yeah.
Ever since, like, I think he played for I think it was Anderlecht, and he was like 16, like playing there. So he's always been one of these names. And then I think he went to Monaco before Leicester. And might be wrong there, but yeah, he's really looking like a solid Premier League player. He's players like him, I think, are helping Leicester become this club that every year they're probably going to be in the quarterfinals, like minimum expectation for FA Cup, aiming for top 4. Like that is Leicester now.
Yeah, definitely. I think if they can get top 4, I think they could win the cup. I think it depends on what happens with Man City and Chelsea.
Yeah.
But I think on their day, Leicester can beat either of those.
Yeah. On their day, you'd fancy Leicester. It's just whether they can like push it over the line. I think if they could win another bit of silverware, that could be big for them because it's like
big club status.
Yeah, because I know madly. It was 5 years ago they won the league. does not feel like 5 years ago. But like that's an okay amount of time to go without a trophy if you want to be this like next level big club. If they can get something here, they're kind of like getting in that levels, aren't they? And like they've really like, I have been impressed with how as a club they've obviously they did the impossible, but then they've like kept there and thereabouts.
Yeah, you don't see that very often, and I think Brendan has done a good job.
Yeah.
So far,
the other games went as planned. Really, Sheffield United, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Chelsea United gave it a go, but it was always going to be Chelsea. Pretty much the same in the City game. Everton gave it a go, but it was always going to be City. They did leave it late. I think it was like 80.
Yeah, 84, I think.
Yeah.
And then later on again, but yeah, there's only ever going to be one result, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I mean. Like Man City get onto with Champions League as well, but could they get the quadruple?
Yeah.
They're in it. They're in all of them. There's a chance.
It does feel like if it is going to happen, I think it could be this year. I think you're right, because there's no other there's not, apart from Bayern in Europe, there's not
Bayern
really.
And then on their day, Liverpool, I think.
Yeah.
So
they're probably the best team right now, on level with Bayern. That's it.
Probably level with Bayern. I think that could be. They could, if they get lucky and Bayern slip up against someone, then they will be favourites. But I think like they've bottled it a couple, like losing to Lyon last year, losing to Tottenham the year before, which at the time Man City were much better than Tottenham, so that was bottling it. And it's things like that. It's like they need to get over this. They're into the quarterfinals now. We'll finish the FA Cup. Well, the draws, so it's Leicester Southampton. So we were saying about Leicester, they've got a good chance of getting to the final of that, and then winner of Man City Chelsea.
Yeah, it'd be good to see Leicester or Southampton in the final.
Yeah, because Southampton, it wasn't that long ago that they were in the final. So if they could get another shot at it, that'd be quite nice. Because I remember they lost to United, maybe 3 years ago. It was the Carabao. Ignore me. Same cups, really, isn't it? That's a good point. I mean, I'm kind of flitting all over the place here, actually. But what would you say is genuinely a bigger trophy now, or does it matter? Carabao Cup or FA Cup?
Yeah, I see what you mean, because
I'd feel like before the FA Cup was much bigger. I feel like it's lost its magic so much that they're almost level now.
It's both of them are kind, especially for the big clubs, they're kind of like trophy stat padding, aren't they?
Yeah.
For the big clubs, I mean, I like to think they've still got value, but if you're like a Man City, like Liverpool, it's just another one in the cabinet, isn't it? Really,
exactly.
All you care about is the league and Champions League.
And I think Liverpool showed it last year, where they just played their kids for both cups. They were like, well, we don't care about either. So, you know. Yeah. I do think I think it's closer than it used to be, definitely. But yeah. Let us know in the comments. What's the bigger cup, FA Cup or Carabao? All the big questions here at Winley Show. Right, should we move on to Europe then? We'll start with the Champions League. Well, we all know what Tim Pot Team of the Week is. Simon knows it. Simon had mentioned, I don't know if he did or not, that he'd already made the thumbnail. But
I haven't yet, but I knew what it was going to be.
Yeah,
so
it's inevitable. So we will get on to them. If that's what you're waiting for, don't you worry, it's coming. But Champions League, so 3 English teams got through to the quarterfinals. So Chelsea comfortably seeing off Atletico Madrid. Bayern, again, comfortably seeing off Lazio. City, same with Mönchengladbach. And then Real Madrid, Liverpool, PSG, Dortmund, and Porto. Porto is probably the shock there. But it was a bit of a Pepe masterclass, and as in not kicking people, actually defending. It's quite nice to see. It was rolling back the years a bit.
Change.
Yeah. So here's the quarterfinals. So it's Real Madrid, Liverpool. What you feeling for that? Could go either way, really.
Yeah, like it depends what Liverpool turn up really this season. Depends who's available as well, I think.
Yeah, I'd probably fancy Liverpool. Champions League Liverpool.
Yeah, it's a different beast, isn't it?
Yeah, they love it, don't they? But then Real Madrid, you feel like they're not the Real Madrid of old, but they kind of have comfortably seen off people when they've needed to. That'll be interesting, and they're not far off, like top of La Liga. I know everyone's had a bit of a shocker this season.
Yeah, in La Liga.
But then, they're doing better than Liverpool are, basically, but not by much. So interesting one. And then Bayern PSG, which is a big one.
Yeah, it's going to be juicy, isn't it?
Repeat of the final. Do you think PSG can get their revenge?
To be honest, no.
No, nor can I.
The thing is with PSG, like up top is just incredible, and the midfield's pretty good. But I just think they're just going to concede against Bayern.
Yeah,
lots.
Bayern are too clinical. Yeah, I can't see anything other than Bayern either. So I think
it's that kind of. They've always been knocked out at a certain stage, haven't they? Like obviously got to the final, but
yeah, it's similar to Man City. They've got that, like, it's the last piece of the puzzle for both of them.
Yeah, monkey on the shoulder.
It's weird because monkey on the back.
Whiskey, isn't it?
Monkey shoulder is a whiskey. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. Neither of them have like a couple of English clubs have maybe faltered in the league, but just won the Europa League. Like we're looking at when Chelsea have had an off year, they've won the Europa League. Man U have done the same.
Man U, yeah.
Man City have never been in it, and I can't.
They never.
Well.
Oh, you mean in recent years?
In recent years, definitely, but
yeah, that's a good point.
They've definitely never had a run. So it's almost like they got too good in the league, and then they've still just bottled Europe.
It'd be weird seeing Man City in Europa, actually.
Yeah, I can't imagine it. Whereas it almost feels normal for United now to dip in one or the other, really. Like they're kind of in that middle ground at the moment. Yeah, and same with PSG. I can't imagine them in Europa. But yeah,
that'd be very surprising.
Yeah. So we'll move over to City. Got a favourable draw, which people will be led to believe that there's something fishy going on there. Stinks of oil, but probably not. It's a draw, isn't it? It just happens.
Yeah, I've seen them do the balls.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine.
I did actually on that.
Legit.
I really enjoyed BT's coverage of it. Was basically as much production as we've got. It was just 3 people on top of the screen chatting about it. All right, the people were Peter Crouch, Joe Cole, and the guy who does the What I Wore series on their channel.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by that.
Yeah, I was a big fan of they all just sat in their homes on Zoom, basically. That was it. But yeah, so City got Dortmund. Haaland possibly on his way to City. Probably not. We don't know, but could bag a few. He's smashing them in. And then Sancho on a return. He came through their academy, got released. It's probably going to be a Man City win, isn't it?
I don't know.
The thing is, Haaland against Man City's defence.
Yeah.
But Man City's defence has been okay this year.
Yeah, but I feel like Haaland's a different beast.
Yeah. That'll be
goals.
He is goals.
Goals.
That's
I'm trying to think of a Muller line then. Yeah, Thomas Muller.
Oh yeah.
Erling
Garland. Yeah, Garland. Yeah, and then Chelsea got Porto. Good draw.
Yeah, very good draw for them.
Yeah. How are you feeling for Chelsea's chances under Tuchel?
I think they're a bit of an underdog this year. I think.
Yeah.
Because they are starting to play better now. Like Ziyech is starting to look good. I think they'll get through. Will they get to the final? Don't know.
The thing is, defensively they're looking solid. which is like, it's almost like a bit of a throwback to Mourinho Chelsea, being like, that is what you need for knockout competitions. Just don't concede. They've got the talent on the pitch to get goals.
I suppose Tuchel's done it at PSG, isn't he? He got to the final.
Yeah. He's I'm gonna have a look. Who are, I guess, Bayern are the favourites for the Champions League?
Yeah, it must be.
Okay, no, Man City are favourites, followed by Bayern. Oh, interesting. Followed by Chelsea. Chelsea are bigger. I was going to say, if Chelsea were like seventh favourite out of the quarterfinalists, it could be a good bet. But clearly, other people have got the same idea, so they're third favourites. Real Madrid at 10-1 is quite good, I'd say.
That is actually, yeah.
Yeah. Same with PSG at 8. Like, it's still PSG.
Yeah, anyway. Finalists last year.
Yeah. It's not like they've lost players. That's the Champions League. I think we'll probably take a deeper look at that as it comes around. You know, if we haven't got anything else on.
No more original content.
Yeah, that's the things we like to milk is the England squads and Champions League draws. But, you know, if we're going to get these out weekly, we're going to have to rinse and repeat a few times. So moving on to Europa. Well, I guess we'll do the quarterfinalists. Or we'll do the English clubs. So Arsenal with Slavia Prague. Slavia Prague it should be, but I mean they've knocked out Leicester and Rangers. You'd think Arsenal could get through that.
I think it's one of those things. Again, depends which Arsenal turns up.
You expect Arsenal to get through, but you wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if they get knocked out.
Things like conceding 3 goals to West Ham
in 26 minutes to West Ham, yeah.
Then scoring 3.
Yeah, and genuinely playing really well. Like they could have scored 6. Which is, I mean, we've talked about all these cups. I forgot there's a couple Premier League games as well.
Yeah.
Then Man U got the easiest draw, really. Granada.
Yeah, that should be a walk in the park.
Yeah. Ajax and Roma. That's a good draw for the English teams. And for the neutrals, like 2 big teams together. And for the English teams, it's one of them's going to be knocked out. It's ideal, really. And then Villarreal and Dinamo Zagreb. You know, Zagreb clearly have got something about them.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Yeah, and I think we'll stop the news there. And if you want to hear any more Europa talk, stay tuned because we're going to be talking about Tottenham later. Right, should we get on to the next topic for today?
Yeah.
The main topic of the video. And some eagle-eyed viewers will notice that there's not 2 people on the screen anymore. There's 3. So we've got Jack.
Who's this handsome devil?
That's how to introduce yourself. Actually, you might know Jack from the Bruges vlog in our first video, which we'll do a little clip here.
Quick house tour. Say hello to Jack, everyone. Jack.
To be honest, one of the first people on the channel.
It's me.
Back. So to start, Jack doesn't really watch football anymore. Probably stopped when you were 7, 8?
I'd be generous and say about 10 or 11, you know.
Yeah. Treat yourself.
Yeah, there you go.
But either way, so today's topic is we're having a look at haircuts. We're going to look past and present. Some of the best, mostly the worst. The worst are the ones we're here for.
The worst ones are the best ones, aren't they?
By far. I mean, we included it as a Premier League award at the end of last season. I'm sure we'll do it again. So maybe we'll get Jack in to vote that as well.
Yeah, I think last time, weren't we talking about lockdown haircuts?
It was mainly lockdown haircuts last time, yeah. Which
in the first one.
Mentally, we're still in lockdown.
Oh, man.
That was 9 months ago. We did that one.
Oh my God, was it really?
Probably 8 months, yeah. But anyway, so Jack is a real life barber. So, you know, we thought we'd get an expert in.
Yeah, they didn't just pull some random guy off the streets. Do you want to be on my podcast?
Please be on the podcast. We've tried all the guests. Everyone said no. That is, I mean, we said our one of our resolutions for the podcast was to get a guest on that wasn't one of our friends, but baby steps.
I was about to say, what are you saying?
Yeah, should we crack on? So Simon, you've got a few first. Should we do the current ones first, or should we do?
Yeah, should we start with anyone we've got current?
Anyone current? Yeah.
Yeah. So shall I kick us off? Shall I put someone?
Please do.
So how should I rate them? Should I rate them out of 10?
It's got to be out of 10. I think it's an out of 10. Yeah.
And what if it's so bad it's good? I might give that a 10 if it's so bad it's good.
Wow.
A 10 of entertainment level as a barber.
Does that add into it? So if someone asks for a haircut and it's off the charts, and you're just like, off the charts.
Like I had
from the 90s.
Yeah. like I had someone come in for he asked for a Viking haircut, and I'd say that's a 10 because it takes technical skill and is ridiculous. So
yeah, okay, that gives a little insight into how you might judge some of these, I think.
Yeah.
So Simon, first one, what are you going for?
Oh,
there we go. There's a little dig.
Oh,
so is that his current hair, or is that recently?
So this is I think it was Wales international over the past year in training.
Okay. So is that who it was lockdown? This is Gareth Bale.
Is it?
Yeah.
I know that name.
So he's normally got a man bun,
right,
sort of thing. But this is him with his hair down, which is a rare sight, and it was just quite surprising to see what's going on underneath that.
You see, okay, so this, you may not know this, but to a lesser extreme, this is quite a common thing for long-haired people to have. The bit here, you see, that's cut. Normally it would stop a lot earlier before the ear, but those bits are kind of cut a bit shorter around here and around here, because otherwise you get all this fluff. But that, it's like someone has taken it just that bit higher, just for fun. Just to see if he'd noticed.
It does scream lockdown. He's done it himself, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. He's like, well, I've got all these fluffy bits, so we'll just lop them all off. Or I don't know. And the way it's sitting in that photo gives it an entertainment value, which is definitely going to bump it up a whole nother one in the ratings, I reckon.
The photo is definitely not helping it. not helping his cause.
Yeah. It's like Wolverine haircut if Wolverine had not got a haircut for 5 years. I reckon that's a 7 out of 10 for Gareth Bale.
7 out of 10.
With all my contributing factors, 7 out of 10. Entertaining, but quite basic.
Also the title of your sex tape.
7 out of 10. Basic but entertaining. I like
basic
that.
But entertaining. A bit of an extremer version of what people normally have. Oh, okay.
That's just how it normally looks.
That looks a bit more normal than in the photo before.
That's standard Gareth Bale, I'd say. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd still say 7 out of 10. Like, it's not too. It's not. It doesn't take too much skill. I wouldn't say it's just basically a undercut. And also in that photo, it's not as entertaining though. He looks better when it's like he looks like a pretty girl in the one before. Yeah, 7 out of 10 for Gareth Bale. Do better, Gareth Bale.
Okay, so up next. So we've done Gareth Bale. I'm going to go with David Luiz.
David Luiz. Oh dear.
So a nickname he regularly had is Sideshow Bob, and you can see why. And that, oh no, that feels mean, taking the mick out of his Hereditary. What's going on with the hairline? Yeah, that's one thing I'm like, if you've got long hair. Actually. Yeah, I've not. And yeah, there are newer photos where, oh no, to be honest, I reckon he's always had it. He's just hidden it with a fringe.
Yeah, I feel like that's like the wind's blown that back, and it's like he's wearing a wig that's about to fall off.
That's a slightly older photo.
Okay.
And he's been hiding it with a fringe, and I feel like
the one in that photo you sent before, though, that is bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it is entertaining. Oh, this is where my ratings are going to be inconsistent because I want to give this a low rating. But it is an entertaining haircut, but not entertaining enough, I don't think, to save it, because it just looks like he simply hasn't had a haircut. Sorry, David, I am going to go 4 out of 10, maybe.
4 out of 10.
Maybe even a 3. It's just, there's no shape to it.
Yeah.
It's just
I
like
see where you come from.
I think he deserves it. It looks like.
What's he like as a player?
Well, he's an awful defender. I mean, he's not. He's just a bit.
He deserves it.
He's a bit of a. He's erratic. That is a perfect description for him. Yeah.
Okay.
And
see, at least Gareth Bale, even I don't know football, and I know he's a good player from what I've heard. But
his hair in that first photo, it does look like a wig that you'd buy from a fancy dress shop.
It does. And it looks like it's falling off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like someone's behind him, like taking it off. Yeah, not a good haircut, bro.
3 out of 10.
3 out of 10.
The loser so far. Simon, who's your next one?
So I've got quite a good one, I think.
Oh.
Not necessarily good as in actually good, just in more comedy value.
Waiting for Zuckerberg to accept it and let him through.
So this is Eric Lamela.
Lamela.
Fairly recently, he's an Argentine midfielder
for Tottenham, who recently scored an absolute wonder goal.
And I believe this got dubbed the shepherd's pie haircut on Twitter.
I was trying to think what food this looks like.
Yeah.
Like, ice cream? Is that ice cream? Is it like?
It's a bit of mash on some shoddy cottage or shepherd's pie, isn't it?
This also does not look like real hair. Like it looks like he's got a glue gun and just like
it looks very slimy.
It does.
The thing, I can't even tell like how the actual cut is because I'm just so distracted by how he styled it. Like the fade looks okay, but Jesus, I mean, it's entertaining. So
it is,
and it might be an okay haircut. You might just not have a clue. You might have just like slipped with a pot of gel and just been like, oh. So maybe let's go straight down the middle with a 5 out of 10 on him. What was his name?
Okay, Eric Lamela.
Eric Lamela. He's definitely had previous though with the dodgy hair.
Yeah.
I'll just put another one in the mix.
He's got a
there.
record.
It's just coming through. Yeah, I've just sent one. Again, Zuckerberg's just holding it, having a quick check first.
Okay, thanks, Zuck. Keeping us safe. Yeah, that's like the haircuts I get like 10-year-olds come in. Like 10-year-olds come in with their mum and they're always like, yeah, they want a line. And I'm like, okay, just like here then. They're like, no, like there. And I'm like, oh, okay. Or sometimes actually looking at the other side of the hair, it's like the mum has tried to do the haircut themselves because, well, you know, times are tough. But then realised they can't cut hair and they've gone too high and I've had to salvage the little tuft that's on the top. Not a good haircut. And it's not even that's not even an entertaining one. It's just bad haircut.
That is genuinely dreadful.
That's like a 2 because it's not even a hard haircut either.
Is there a name for that? Like, what would you call that?
Oh man,
General name.
I don't even know if there's a name for it.
They just normally
say like a 2 back and sides normally, but really high. That's like, oh no, I won't say that actually. That's like, I don't know. It looks like someone slipped with the scissors and forgot how to blend their hair. It's that's a bad look, bro.
It's feeling low for Lamela. I feel like you should judge it off the cottage pie rather than that one though, because that one's quite old.
The cottage pie, actually looks like a better haircut than the one you just sent because it looks like it's faded and blended, but it just looks like the boy doesn't know how to style his hair.
It's either that or in the wet, maybe it's just got a bit awful.
It looks like he's been dipped in icing sugar.
Yeah.
That's just some gravy and a pint of ale. Delicious.
I would rate this one really low, but then it's quite funny to look at. So, and also the way you've sent the photo, it looks like there's like 5 different colors in his hair as well. Like,
Yeah, it does.
There's a blue, purple in there, and green. So
Yeah, so
I'm
it's
going
all
to go
over the
straight down the
place.
middle. I'm going to go for a 5 out of 10 on that bad boy.
Solid. Right, I'm going to go with Jack Grealish. I'm going to send 2 different shots here. So his lockdown ones were pretty bad because the style he's got.
Yeah, I do recall.
But
that.
now they're getting haircuts. I think I'm going to judge it on that. So I've got front and back for you.
Nice. Got all angles. Let's do it.
What's your thoughts? It's
I think it's just a bit too long.
Yeah, I think that's why he's gone with the hairband in the first one. I feel like that's a bit more recent.
I don't think that's too bad a haircut. I'm not going to lie. Is this his lockdown ones, did you say?
No, his lockdown ones was basically
say.
this, but really, really long. So it didn't look great.
I was going to say, because Jesus, he's good at doing a taper. That's not bad. That's probably like a quite a common haircut. I'm not going to lie. It's just where he's got it like in the hairband. He's not styled it very well. It makes him look like a knockoff 95 Leo DiCaprio. But it's not a bad haircut. I'd give that a solid 7 out of 10. Like, it's just sweaty as hell.
Well, yeah, which expected.
I'm not going to knock points on him sweating too much.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
he probably runs.
You could bear it in mind, maybe next
12k a game. He's probably going to sweat a bit.
I think as well because he's the key player for Aston Villa. You've got to have a bit of something going on up here, don't you? If you're the key number one.
You've got to stand
it
out.
It reminds me a bit of like 90s Beckham. I feel like he used to have a haircut similar to that, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Curtains, yeah.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of haircuts. We could do a whole episode on him.
We could
do a whole Beckham one.
Man.
Yeah, we got coming up for the Euros. We got an England one.
the Beckham haircut special.
Oh, did you say 7 out of 10 for that, Jack?
Yeah, I reckon 7 out of 10.
Lovely. So Simon, what's your next?
So I've got it's almost like a collage going on here of one player. He plays for Manchester United and the French national team.
So it's got to be.
That is.
So this is full Pogba.
Oh my God, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, you see, I thought you'd like. I had Pogba like. I thought you'd like it.
Yeah, that's a 10. That is because not only is that hard to do, like really hard, it's entertaining as hell. And if you actually look at like the top of his hair, it's like well done. So it's got like it ticks all my boxes, like it's not one of these dodgy ones. I could not do that in a million years.
That's a haircut that all of our dads would hate.
Yeah. So therefore 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's definitely a dad enrager.
Yeah. Roy Keane's not a fan. Soon isn't a fan. But I'm here for it. I thought you'd like that.
His hair changes every week, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Much to the displeasure of Graham Sinner.
Yeah. I mean, during lockdown's the only time it hasn't really, but
his poor barber.
Yeah, well,
I mean, maybe he's not very poor.
Loads. He's definitely not poor.
Not poor, but Jesus Christ, he might have flipping effort. Like, imagine him coming in one week with that leopard one, right? And then the next week he's like, right, actually scrap that. I want Batman.
Yeah.
Like, you should be like, really, bro? I spent like 4 hours doing the leopard last week. Like,
I forgot about the Pog boom. Having Pog.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Pog boom on the side of your head.
Yeah, now 10 out of 10 to all involved. Maybe a 9 out of 10 to the bottom right. Just because it's a bit more basic than it's the one that I feel most confidently I could maybe do. But the others definitely not.
What's the most complex thing that someone's requested and you've gone like, oh, I was supposed to do that?
I have had someone basically come in wanting that, like what it's like at the bottom right, and me just being like, thinking, I've never done that before. I mean, I could give it a good go, but I just didn't do it. I just said, like, I'm not gonna lie, there's like specialist barbers out there for that sort of thing. Yeah, like that, like real complex, like they'll crack out like just a super complex pattern, and they'll have like quite light hair, say like Robbie's, and the picture they've got is on like pitch black hair, thick, and it's like, I don't think it's gonna really.
Yeah, I know there's lots of reasons why, but I know I couldn't pull that off.
Yeah.
Not my hair, just my general aesthetic. I think that'll look
generous.
I don't know what you mean. I think it suits your aesthetic perfectly.
I might get Rob Boom on the side of my head. First lockdown cut.
Spagger.
Just all over that, yeah. So I'm going to give you two here. I'll give you his lockdown one first because it's funny, but then I'll give you his general one. This is a Liverpool player, Sadio Mane. That was a lockdown one. I've already slagged this off, to be honest. It's awful, isn't it, really?
I remember discussing this.
So, my opinion on this was, if you've got that hairline, let it go, get rid.
That is literally it. At this point, you've got to admit defeat. It looks like he's giving it a go himself. It's literally like ear up. It's like my headphones. Like if he were to wear headphones, like these headphones, you'd think he was bald. Like, oh my god, that's a one, bro.
Yeah, obviously that's unfortunate because it's lockdown. It's like the rest of it's grown out. This is when it's a bit shorter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which obviously still a hairline's
Still
dead.
not a great hairline, but
better.
He's making do. But I feel like he should admit defeat soon. Like if he was coming into my barbershop, I probably would like him to keep coming into my barbershop, so I wouldn't tell him to admit defeat.
That's all it is. It's one barber just trying to overcharge him, trying to stretch as many haircuts as possible out. It's like, don't go bold, Jake.
Don't go bold. You've got this, mate. Like we can just put like a yellow line here. No one will notice. Like
you're all good.
You're all good, bro.
Right. So yeah, judge it on that photo. I'll give you one more, and then I'll line up. You can do his teammate afterwards. But for that first photo of Mane, what are you judging it?
Oh, so the very first one that you sent.
The one where he's got the NHS badge on him.
Okay, that one is a bit better. Still not good, just because I feel like, I mean, it's like a competent haircut. Like if I were to look at it, you're like, yeah, that's a good barber. But you know, at a certain point, you've just got to admit that. I mean, it looks like he's wearing a hat on his head in that photo.
Got to make a style decision.
Yeah, you got to make a style decision. So I'm gonna be harsh again. I'm gonna go for like a 4, maybe. Yeah.
Seems fair.
I mean, the first one you sent was a 1 for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll give him leeway there because it was like.
We'll give it. Yeah, don't be too mean.
That was first lockdown where people didn't. So yeah, now quickly, I think his teammate Moe Salah. What's your thoughts on that sort of hair?
I mean, it doesn't look bad, to be fair. It looks like it's at an in-between stage of like he's going for another longer style, maybe, but it's not there yet. He needs to grow out that fringe if he wants longer hair. Hold on, was this photo done in lockdown?
So that photo was last year. So that was probably right. Lockdown. This is actually he's actually I'll give you before. Here's an after. This is his now.
I see, that looks better.
Yeah.
Yeah, he either needs it shorter or longer.
Here's before. Yeah.
Oh man. See, there's just not much of a haircut there, is there?
No.
I think he's got a great beard, so
that's
kind of
it.
Goes with whatever he's got on top.
Yeah.
Really.
And that's it.
He's got a great beard, hasn't he?
He does. It's not a bad look, to be fair. He's going for that rough around the edges look, or he's going for that footballer look. So
that footballer look.
He's like either trying to look the part in the before, like he's like, oh, I've got to blend in a bit because I am the footballer, and then afterwards he's like, I'm going to go against the grain, when in reality it's just lockdown. But I don't know how to even rate that.
Right. So the latest one will be the shorter one. So I think rate that one.
Oh, I see.
For him.
I see.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll go with that.
That's a pretty good haircut. I'd give that probably a solid 7 or 8 out of 10.
Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah, it's just like a standard haircut. It wouldn't, like, if I was doing it just by technical ability, I'm like, yeah, that's a perfectly fine haircut. I can't see anything wrong with it, but it's not entertaining like the others. So I'm docking a few points because
it's solid, which is kind of sums him up as he's very good. He's efficient. He gets goals.
You say he gets girls?
Gets goals. Might get girls too. I mean,
you never know with that haircut. Solid.
So Simon, who have you got next for the present?
So this one has been around. I didn't realize how long he's been around. So this is Rodrigo Palacio, and he has had this haircut for a very long time. It's called the rat tail, I believe.
Oh,
and it's actually mentioned on his Wikipedia. So beyond his qualities as a footballer, Palacio is also known for his strange rat tail braid hairstyle.
Do you know who he looks like?
Yeah.
He looks like...
There's a lot going on.
He looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi in The Phantom Menace.
I was about to say that.
Right.
He's got big Jedi vibes coming here.
He has. Wow. Well, on an entertainment level, that's a 10. Because that is something, like, if you were to cut out the rat tail, he'd just look like your standard balding guy in a pub.
Yeah.
You know, you'd see him in a spoons. But then the rat tail comes out. The rat tail comes out, and you're like, whoa, he would not be in a Weatherspoons. He's different. he's going to independent pubs, you know. I don't even know how to rate this. I mean, it looks.
He's had this pretty much his whole career.
Yeah,
it's very well tied up. Let's go for a 7. Just 7? Purely because it's probably the funniest one out of the lot of them.
I mean, in that case, some of these past ones.
Oh my God, what is that one you just sent? Okay, now I've seen the back of the head. It's like not an actual haircut, really, is it? It's literally just one strand of hair he's let grow.
Maybe
I'll bump it down.
Yeah, it's not a ponytail. Kind of,
it's down to a 6.
He's let his kids braid a little bit, and then he's just shaved the rest himself, hasn't he?
Yeah. He looks like there's like a scar he's trying to cover up in that patch or something like that. 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Okay, I've got one more present, and then we'll move on to the past.
I'm looking forward to the past. I'm not going to lie.
Right, it's a bit of a more standard, but I feel like we've got Jamie Vardy.
That's like a solid haircut. That's like, it's one of those haircuts you could just walk into any barbershop and probably get. You know, it's pretty good. It looks like it's pretty well textured on top. You know, pretty well blended. Maybe the blend into his beard could be a bit better, but I don't know how old that haircut is at that point, you know. But it's all right, you know.
I think it's classic Jamie Vardy. I reckon he still pays £8.
I was about to say that's like an £8 haircut. Yeah, that's a haircut that they've just like maybe bashed out in like 15 minutes. Like he goes in like every 2 weeks.
Yeah, no
nonsense haircut. You know, he needs to just get the job done and out of there. Yeah. I don't know if that's how he is as a player, but
100%. That is him all over.
I can tell these players' psychology from their haircut.
He came from like the non-league. I think he was like 22, and then by 26 he'd won the Premier League.
I respect that.
And he used to drink before a game. He'd have an omelette and an espresso coffee,
right,
for breakfast, followed by another omelette and an espresso coffee, and then just before the game he'd have another espresso and 2 Red Bulls.
Simple man.
Yeah.
I respect that. A simple, solid man who you would meet down the pub at any given occasion and he will always order like
a bitter, definitely a bitter, but then some Jaeger bombs on the side.
if it's a Saturday night.
Oh yeah, right. I think
I reckon
we're
that's
done
a 6 out of 10. Just to throw that out there.
Lovely,
because it's like a solid. It's a staple.
Yeah.
For males for the last like 20 years.
Definitely
6 out of 10.
Okay, lovely. Right, shall we get on to some of the ones from the past?
Yeah, blast from the past.
Right, so that's the present. So we're saying Pogba's was the best.
Yeah.
And did you go David Luiz was the worst, or did you go Lamela in the end? I think you didn't beat 3 out of 10, did you?
I don't think so. I mean, I originally was going to give a 1 out of 10 to matey, the guy with the hairline.
Oh, Mane, yeah.
Yeah, I was originally, but then you sent a better photo.
Yeah, because it's a lockdown one. We'll let him off.
Yeah, so we'll go 3 out of 10. The I can't remember.
David Luiz. Sideshow Bob, yeah.
Sideshow Bob.
Lovely.
Because he's got the mixture of hairline and just like doesn't care.
Very much like he's defending.
So he deserves it.
Simon, have you got?
I'm going to go straight in at the deep end.
Oh, you going big straight away?
Oh, no. I think I know who's coming.
The most famous one. Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't mess about.
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Old Ronaldo. Oh, God. It's like in infamy alone, it would be a 10. But what year was this?
2002.
Yeah.
Was this at the
Even
World Cup?
If you don't like football, you know about this haircut.
Yeah, it was 2002 World Cup, and there was a story behind it. Like,
this is back when I was into football.
Oh yeah, true. We were like 7.
Mm-hmm.
He was so he got injured in the World Cup before, and he had a few injury issues, and he basically got this haircut because all the people were talking about was whether he's going to be fit enough. So he like just did it to stop people talking about my injuries. Which
I read that.
On that. It's a very ballsy move.
That is a very ballsy haircut.
His issue is he was one of the best strikers in the world, and still people remember him for that.
Yeah, it kind of worked too well. He got the desired effect, but like way too far. He was so concerned as to whether he could do it, he didn't stop to think whether he should.
100%.
We should.
That's a bad haircut. I mean, even on entertainment level, I don't know if it's enough to bump it up above like a 3. You know what I mean? I mean, because it's not as entertaining as something like was his name Pogba?
Yeah.
It's not as entertaining as something like that, but it is entertaining. Maybe a 4 because it is quite funny, and I feel like I can't be that harsh on a classic. It's a stone cold classic. 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. I feel like
10 for Ronaldo.
Yeah. I feel like that's deserving. Okay, I've got a slightly less well-known player, Andy Carroll.
I know Andy Carroll. I know them.
Oh my!
He was a young man.
Wow!
But this.
Oh my God!
This is his Newcastle days. He must have been 20.
What are they? Are they like cornrows?
Yeah.
He looks like he's in corn. Oh mate, that's not a good look, is it? He's got a very strong hairline though.
He has actually.
He does. Yeah.
To be honest, I don't think he deserves it.
Andy he was a defender, wasn't he? Was he a defender?
He was a striker, but I can see where you're coming from. He's a big lad.
Yeah.
It's fine.
He's not the one who scored. Oh no, I'm getting all my people mixed up now. I was about to say he's not that one who scored that insane bicycle kick that time, is he?
I think he did.
Yeah, I do remember who he is. Yeah. I don't know how to decide on this one because it's not a good look, but it would take some skill to do, but I can't really tell how well it's done. 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10?
4 out of 10. It's on the same level as Ronaldo. Sorry, bro.
See, I'd probably push this below, personally.
Yeah,
I'd feel like a 2.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I want to see it from the behind, but then actually just that little like teaser of it from behind there is probably enough for me to push it down to a 3. Actually, I'm going 3.
That must be like 2004. maybe.
Yeah, it was early days. Like, he does not look old. Looking at other photos, he's basically since then he's had a ponytail. He's kind of rocked a ponytail for his whole career. Which
It'd be weird seeing him with short hair now.
Yeah, it would be.
Like if he just cuts it all off one day.
I'm going to go next, and I'm going to give you. This is Gervinho. You might have heard the name before. He used to play for Arsenal.
Oh my god! Whoa! Oh my god!
This is a classic, isn't it?
It reminds me of like the curtains on a Punch and Judy like set.
Yeah, I know.
But it's bad, isn't it?
So funny. This is not a good look. How would it be when he's not training? Like, is there a fringe there that he kind of has like covering his forehead? Like, because what the hell is going on with his forehead there?
Honestly, I've never seen him with anything other than that haircut, so I'm not sure.
Okay, based on that, I'm going to assume that's how he would. I'm going to assume that's how he would go out for a meal. It's looking like this. So I'm going to say, oh man, entertainment. It's like 10 because I laughed quite a lot then, but it's like also a 1. So I'm going to go like a 5 out of 10. 5, yeah, solid 5. Yeah.
Okay, who have you got next then, Simon?
I've got a 90s footballer.
Nice.
And he's a goalkeeper for Colombia.
Oh, nice.
In South America.
I've got another Colombian lined up later as well.
So it's kind of David Luiz, but taken to more extremes.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So this is Carlos Valderrama.
Valderrama, yeah.
Whoa.
I don't think he was a goalkeeper.
Oh no, I'm thinking of
the guy who did the scorpion kick. Yeah.
Yeah, because they look similar hair. Yeah, no.
Yeah, similar hair, but Valderrama really went for the blonde. He was like,
I like it.
Yeah.
I can't even deny it.
I think it's cool.
I think that it's cool. Like, it looks like he hasn't. Well, he has got a haircut. He's got a full-blown fringe. So I respect the hell out of that haircut. Because that must be a hard haircut to do. Like, look how curly
and to playing as well.
And to playing. He must be
You're gonna get
warm.
sweaty, aren't you?
Yeah. And the blonde. I like this haircut. I think it's cool as hell. I think, like, by today's standards, I don't know if anyone would come in and ask for it, but the sheer audacity of it, I love it.
I think it matches the Colombian shirt as well.
Oh yes. See, we love a color coordinated king. I'm gonna go 8 out of 10. Like, I like that.
Solid.
It's entertaining. It's technically good, and it's color coordinated.
Do you want to see it straightened?
Oh my god, is that even a question? Of course I do.
I only saw this in this article.
I've never seen this before.
It's hilarious.
Oh my god. Wow, who is she? Like,
that is mental.
Oh my god. Oh, that's a 10.
I assume it's real because it looks so good. It looks almost like Photoshop or something.
It does.
It's got. I hope it's real. Yeah, I hope it's
real. If that's real, that's a 10. But
okay, so from something good, here's something debatable.
Okay.
This is Taribo West.
Oh god.
Oh wow.
And again, you said color coordination earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, I respect the color coordination.
He's pushing it though, isn't he?
But he looks like he's got like shag bands on his head. Like,
hello.
Yeah. He looks like he's got a dog's toy on his head, like a chewed up dog's toy.
See that?
I don't even know what's going on there. Like, I don't even know how, even on a technical level, to look at that. Like, it's just a mess. Like, maybe it's just a photo, but Jesus. I don't know. It looks like the cords you use to tie things on a roof rack.
Bungee rope.
It looks like guy ropes for a tent.
It does. It really does.
Oh God.
I've never seen that one before.
Okay, I
No,
reckon
I'd never heard of him until Googling worst footballers' haircuts. So
I'm gonna go like the color coordination makes me respect it a bit, and it's funny, but not like that funny. So I'm gonna go like 4-3, 4-3, 3 or 4.
okay, nice. Simon, what have you got next?
I found another Gervinho one, which I'll send through.
That headband is doing some work.
He's doing a lot of work.
Yeah, it really is.
Because
Oh,
like
wow.
with the headband on, like that's a respectable haircut. That's like it just looks like a fine haircut, and he's just running about like it looks like a solid 7. But as soon as it's back, you're like, whoa! That's again, it looks like a wig falling off of him.
Yeah, it does. Like the wind's just taken it and it's gone.
Yeah, it looks like give up. You need to shave your hair a bit, like just completely get rid of it. Oof. So with the band, I reckon that would pass as like a 6 or a 7, just like a normal sort of haircut. Like without, that's bad. it's like a 3.
Yeah, it really is.
It's
Right.
like a lion's mane.
Have you got another one lined up, Simon? Have you?
Do, yeah.
Right, lovely. Should we do one more each? There's so many. We could go on forever.
We could
Now
be
you're
here
gonna
a
have
long
to do a
time.
part 2 of that down the line.
I'll be back.
So this is a classic one, Bobby Charlton.
Oh yeah.
Nice
Oh,
comb over.
nice. I was hoping we were going to have like some old ones. I respect that. He looks like Prince, well, any of the princes, to be honest, Prince Charles Philip, or the rest of them, William.
Yeah. Yeah, basically all of them, all the monarchs put together very much.
Yeah. Bar Harry.
Yeah.
That's one hell of a comb over. That's one of those ones where I would not know what to do with it if they came in. They'd be like, "Oh, just the trim," and I'd be like, "You sure?"
It's not lots of trim.
Don't want me to take a bit more off and have it short and smart and all that? Like, no. Is not good.
There's some serious length going on there.
There is some serious
because
length.
there's some other pictures where you see him running and it's kind of flapping about.
It's like that's like a bad choice for a footballer to have that haircut. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of these actually are bad choices. If you're going to be running basically for a living, then you should probably pick a haircut that doesn't make you look like a mug. So this is like the Donald Trump, where it's just
Yeah. If that catches the wind, it's just like chicken run.
This is like a 3. These are all pretty bad. I reckon this is like a 3.
Yeah. To be honest, we've gone in on the worst ones for the past, haven't we? We've not really done any good ones.
Like there's been the clear winner of this so far was the blonde dude.
Oh yeah, Valderrama's got to be.
Yeah.
Okay. we're gonna end on Neymar. He's had his fair share. Yeah, he's had his fair share of haircuts. A bit like Beckham. I'm gonna go for this one in particular.
Wow, I remember that one.
And this is the other angle.
Was this when he first got big?
Yeah.
It came from Santos. Yeah.
Ooh, that's something. Because it's not even like got a fade to it or anything like that. Although I don't know if fades were really popular at the time. So
I don't think they were. I think this is probably like 2011. They're maybe becoming.
Yeah. I wasn't a barber back then, so who's to say?
But, I mean, you still get your hair cut.
Yeah. This is true. It's quite ambitious. I respect the ambition of it in the first photo. The second photo, he's just been caught on a day where he hasn't been bothered to style it. I would say it's like a straight down the middle for me. It's entertaining but shite. So it's like a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. So
it does look like he's just given up halfway through.
Yeah, it really does.
It does look like it. Especially the second one, that's obviously bad. The second one would be lower. Like, it's looking pretty awful. He's a good player though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not bad. He's
not bad.
Most expensive in the world. 200 something million it cost PSG for him. And
I think he'd be able to afford a better haircut.
in all fairness, he's had a
That's
few
such a dad
since.
joke.
Yeah, well, yeah, it really was. All that money, you think he cut his hair properly.
They missed a bit.
All that money, kick a bowler out. I think we're done on that note. There's loads. We could definitely.
Yeah, all day.
I want to come back for the David Beckham special.
Yeah. In fact, I've got a lovely idea for the Euros. You know how you do like the World Cup of whatevers? For the Euros, we'll pick a player or a haircut from every country.
Ooh. Yes.
Yeah.
And whoever wins that World Cup, it is official that player has the best haircut in the world.
Yeah. We have one haircut from every country. I'm up for that.
Yeah.
Right. If you want to see that in the comments, please. Before we end this, I do realise that we've already recorded Tim Pot Team of the Week, and it's going to look mental if we go straight from this to me and Simon talking again. So up next, we've got me and Simon talking about Tottenham. Right. Should we get into Tim Pot Team of the Week?
Yeah, let's get it done.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a happy one for Simon, but for those new listeners, this is a little section where we look back at each week and we see which club's been the most tin pot. So this week's quite an obvious one. It's probably the easiest we've had since we started it a year ago nearly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we've nearly done this a year. That's mad. But anyway, on that note, Simon, take the floor.
Tim Pot Team of the Week.
So yeah, Tottenham. There's no other nominations. We know the winner, but let's talk through it. What happened?
Well, went into this game 2-0 up in the first leg. And then it was just absolute shambles, wasn't it, really?
It was odd, like watching the game. First half, I mean, it was still 0-0 at half time, right?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
Tottenham had not played well.
No.
It looked like they couldn't be bothered, basically.
Yeah. It's just so weird because it's like you're 2-0 up and you're going into the second game. You think, like, especially going away as well.
Yeah.
You've one goal and then they've got to score 4.
Yeah, they'd have had to score. No, they'd have had to score 4. Oh yeah, they'd have had to score 4.
Yeah, to win.
Yeah.
You just think, like,
yeah,
you've got all those like creative players there, and just I know Son was injured. I think he would have made a slight difference because he always puts effort in.
Yeah, he really does lead from the front a bit.
Yeah, but like apart from that,
I mean, Kane was on the pitch, Bell was on the pitch.
Yeah, it's just the attitude, wasn't it? And but I think there's something going on behind the scenes that has kind of impacted what's going on the pitch. I think some of the players, there's something going on with Jose and players and what he wants them to do. I think it's just such a big jump from Poch's style, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a big change. I think, but like, I guess like maybe the novelty of it's Jose is going to bring us trophies. Now they've got one shot at a trophy. And it's not only one shot at a trophy, they've got that's probably their only shot at Europe as well.
Yeah.
Like they're not doing, they could definitely still get top 6, but they've got an uphill struggle for it. And yeah, it's weird because it's like, what's Jose been there a year now? Just. Was it a little bit earlier than?
He's been over a year.
Yeah. Was it November?
November,
2019.
Yeah, it was my birthday.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's like a year and 3 months, pretty much. A year and 4 months. It's still not that long, really. Like this is his first full season, and if the players are already being a little bit like not performing for him, it's probably time to start looking at the players.
Yeah, and I think Lloris kind of touched on that in his interview afterwards. He's saying he's calling out certain players basically that it's the same players causing problems. We've got some good players, but there's also a number of players who just aren't good enough.
Yeah, I think
people like Dyer, people like Aurier, on their day when they're playing well, they're pretty good, but that happens very rarely.
Yeah, the day's too rare, isn't it? On the not to really dig it in, but could you see Harry Kane leaving Tottenham if you don't?
Yeah,
if another season of not getting a trophy.
I think that game has probably broken the straw on the camel's back for him. I think he's kind of put up with a lot of games like that over the years and kind of coming close to things. I think after the Champions League final, he thought, okay, we've got this far, we can do this again, we can build on this. But I think when you're losing like 3-0 to a Europa League team from Croatia, he's 27 and he's got to kind of think, I'm not going to win anything realistically. Well, I'm not going to win anything major realistically. I think
the way it's going, he had his shot at the Premier League with Tottenham.
Yeah,
he had his shot at Champions League. You never know. The other cups, like we said, some teams don't. You can go for them every year. It is a bit of a Tottenham thing. They need to get it done.
Yeah,
I do think there's definitely an appeal that I think he does. Like, we don't know him, but or know what he's thinking. But I do feel like he likes the idea of being at Tottenham his whole career. But he's just got to.
Yeah, but I feel like that sentiment has run out now.
Yeah.
And I think the difficult thing is that there's not many clubs around who could buy him at the moment.
Yeah.
And I think if he wants to stay in the Premier League, which I think he does to get Alan Shearer's record, which he's well on track for.
He's 100 away, which is 20 a season for 5 years. Easy for him. Well, not easy for him, but injury free, he's probably got that.
But realistically, I think the only club he could go to is City.
Yeah, I think
he's not going to go to the London rival.
Yeah.
I hope he wouldn't go to Liverpool.
I can't see Liverpool working.
It doesn't really suit him currently with Klopp. But I feel like City or Man U.
Oh, but then it kind of would. He's quite he can play the Firmino role quite well. Yeah. But then he wants to get goals as well, which is what Firmino lacks. So really, it's a perfect replacement. Yeah. But I think Liverpool probably.
I don't think Liverpool have the money.
They'd want someone a bit younger if they were going to spend that sort of money.
So, we'll have to see really.
Yeah.
I think most Tottenham fans would say that if he were to go now, early at the end of the season, I think there's been no qualms with it. It's,
Yeah.
You can see why he would have had enough.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if it's he's the top goal contributions in the Premier League by 4.
Yeah.
And he's in a team that's 6th. It's a bit of a joke, really, isn't it? But I guess that's just what he's going to have to It's a big decision. It'll be interesting. I don't think he'll leave England either.
No, I don't think so.
Because of the record.
He's got his family as well, hasn't he?
Yeah. No, he's got a young family living. But even that, moving to Manchester, would he want that? But then it's one of those, you never know. I don't think for him money's a huge thing. Otherwise, he would have left Tottenham years ago.
Yeah, definitely.
Tottenham was paying. Richer. Yeah, basically, he was getting paid a third of all the players that were his level a few years ago. I know he's on much better now, but he was on 100k when Phil Jones was on 180. It's still a lot of money, but that is ridiculous that ever happened. Right, I think we've waffled on about Tottenham enough.
Yeah.
No other nominations needed.
No.
So this week's
not even close, is it?
Tim Pot Team of the Week, Tottenham.
Tim Pot Team of the Week.
Right, that was Tim Pot Team of the Week. I think that's the end of the podcast.
think it is.
So thanks for coming on, Jack.
No worries at all.
Thanks for your insight.
I'm
Expert
glad to
on the
finally have made it on here.
show.
I know.
Big fan, number one fan. I comment on all the videos.
Yeah, I mean, I think no one's commented more than you have. So
I'm saying.
we have that. Yeah, it's definitely, if you like this sort of video as well, or podcasts, let us know in the comments, or tweet us, Win Lose Draw Pod, Instagram Win Lose Draw Pod, email Simon. What is it? What's it?
win.lose.drawyt@gmail.com.
He's got it now. I think that's 2 in a row that you've just nailed it.
You paused there. I was like, I haven't got it.
No, yeah, you got it. Don't worry, you've got it. It's all good. And if you've made it this far in the YouTube video, well done for starters. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, please. Jack, do you want to plug yourself?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram for my barber account, which is J Keating Barber. I also do photography. So that is, I think it's Keating's Dull Photos. So yeah, go follow that on Instagram as well. Yeah, and I work at Wild & Co Barbershop if you want a haircut.
If we have anyone that's not our friends, they're like, well, I've got to travel to Bournemouth then.
So you get inundated with international guests.
Yeah. I'm gonna get loads of footballers in now. Like, you thought my haircut was bad, then you can do it better.
What?
Can't wait. See you there, David Luiz.
On that note, thanks for listening and goodbye.
Bye.
That's all.